Petr is one of the best examples of a pressure fighter in MMA, and this is largely thanks to his elite footwork. One of the primary goals of pressure fighting is to force your opponent back to the fence so they've no more space behind them to retreat into. Jan achieves this by standing just at the edge of kicking range and using lots of small measured steps to cut off angles of escape for his opponents. Standing just at the edge of kicking range allows Jan to easily step or pull back away from strikes without conceding too much ground and taking pressure off his opponent. The reason Jan takes lots of small measured steps when pressuring is because number one, it allows him to adjust his positioning quicker and therefore make it harder for his opponent to escape his pressure with changes of direction. And number two, it keeps him stable and therefore makes it harder for his opponents to throw him off balance with exit feints, side steps or pivots, and or catch him off guard with strikes or takedown attempts. However, standing just at the edge of kicking range and using lots of small steps alone won't necessarily make you a good pressure fighter. A fighter's ability to pressure effectively will come crashing down if they don't stick to two basic but crucial footwork principles, which are number one, not stepping across yourself, and number two, not crossing your stance. If a fighter makes one of or both of these mistakes, they'll be left extremely unstable and therefore a lot more vulnerable to strikes and takedown attempts, and Jan rarely ever makes those mistakes. Two much more common mistakes fighters consistently make when pressuring are number one, only moving towards their opponent in straight lines, and number two, only following their opponent horizontally. If you only move towards your opponent in straight lines, it's too easy for them to escape your pressure with side steps. If you only follow them horizontally, it's too easy for them to just keep circling away from you. Jan avoids both of these mistakes by focusing on facing his back to the centre of the octagon and keeping his opponent between himself and the fence. He achieves this by pivoting on his rear foot to maintain his angle relative to his opponent as they move. The last important aspect of pressure fighting that Jan excels at is taking initiative. Jan looks to step towards his opponent with his lead leg down their centre line before they do, forcing them onto the back foot and closer to the fence. Jan forcing them onto the back foot and keeping them there with pressure typically hinders their offense, because it means they have less time and space to set themselves in position to throw powerful strikes and shoot takedowns with the right technique.